Om Sarvadharmasthapakatvam Sarvadharmaswarupakaha Acharyanam Mahacharyo Ramakrishnaya Te Namaha. O establisher of all the faiths, embodiment of all the religions, the greatest teacher among all the teachers, O Sri Ramakrishna, my salutations to you. Namaste, Pranam. And Sri Ramakrishna telling us how to develop love for chanting the name of God. How to get into that state that chanting the name of God doesn't become a mechanical activity with us and we start feeling as if, oh, we are being pushed into it. I'm not getting any pleasure out of it. But I have to recite the name, so I'm reciting it just for the sake of recitation of the Lord's name, chanting the Lord's name. And when this devotee had asked that, how can I get delight in chanting the name of the Lord? Sri Ramakrishna told, you pray to the Lord. You pray to Lord with yearning heart. You pray to the Divine Mother with all earnestness. And the Lord and the Divine Mother, they will grant you that boon. They will grant you that blessing that you will start loving chanting the name of God. You will find great delight in loving, in chanting the name of God. So that was Sri Ramakrishna's teaching to this devotee. And then he also told us that very interesting story about two friends. And signifying that the Lord knows what is going on in the innermost core of your heart, in the innermost core of your mind. And Lord will accordingly grant you whatever you wish for. So Sri Ramakrishna told that story of the two friends. They were walking across the street and they saw that in one corner there was a recitation of Bhagavata Purana, the great scripture on Lord Vishnu, the Bhagavad Purana. And the one friend said, come, let us go and listen to the Bhagavad Purana. We might get some kind of a punya to us. It might get some piety, some holiness in our life. It might bring in some holy thoughts to us. So they went. Now one friend sat there listening. Another friend who was also sitting there, he got bored with it. And he said, oh, this is not to my choice. Let me go. And since we have come all the way to the city from village, let me go and have some nice time. Let me have some enjoyments. And this second friend, he went to the house of ill fame. He went to the house of prostitution with the intention of having some wonderful time. Now, the moment he entered that place, he saw the surroundings. He felt very highly disgusted. He said, what is this nonsense I have come here? Why I have come here, leaving that blessed opportunity of listening to the wonderful words of the Lord. And being in that wretched place, his mind all the time was bent upon the Lord. He was feeling so repentant. He was feeling so remorseful. He was feeling so disgusted. Why I'm wasting my time here in this ill house, in this house of ill fame, in this house of prostitution? Why I've come here? All the time he was remembering the holy feet of the Lord, that he should have stayed there listening to the words of the Bhagavata. And what happened to the friend who was listening to Bhagavata? The words, they were getting into his ear, but they were not going into his heart, into his inner core of the mind. He was listening to the Bhagavata. The words were going in, of no use. His thoughts, his mind was all the time on this friend, thinking all the while, oh, this fellow must be having such a merriful time. He must be enjoying. And I'm sitting here. What a great disgust for me. I should have also gone with him and I would have enjoyed to my heart's content. Sitting there in the midst of the holy company, the words from Bhagavata coming to him. But this person, this friend, he was not willing to take those words of Lord Hari into his mind. His mind was in that place, which supposedly his friend was enjoying. And then Sri Ramakrishna towards the end, he said that, both the friends, they met their end. And after their passing, the friend who had been listening to Bhagavata, the messengers of death came to him, took his soul, and put it in the hell. What was the use of just listening to those words of Bhagavata with your mind all the time at that house of prostitution, thinking your friend is enjoying the moments over there? And God's messengers came, picked up the soul of this friend who was actually there in the house of prostitution, but his mind all the time on the lotus feet of the Lord, all the time repentful that he has missed the opportunity of listening to the holy Bhagavata. The Lord God, messengers of God came, took his soul, and took him to heavens, took him to Vaikuntha at the blessed feet of the Lord. So Sri Ramakrishna says, God knows everything in the innermost core of your mind. You don't have to worry about it. Just pray sincerely. Pray sincerely. Pray most earnestly. Pray with great yearning, and the Lord will give you what you seek from the Lord, from the inner core of your heart. And then Sri Ramakrishna says, Krishna accepts a devotee's inner feelings of love. Krishna doesn't want ostentatiousness. Krishna doesn't want the external, outpouring of give this, give that, do this, do that. No. Krishna says in the innermost core of your heart, how pure you are, how sincere you are, how much is the yearning for the knowledge, for the devotion, for the delight in taking the name of the Lord, and Krishna will grant it to you. Now Sri Ramakrishna again continues the teaching on the same topic, like what are the different things that we as householders we can do to get that delight in chanting the name of God, to get that bhakti, to get that devotion, so that we can proceed on this path of devotion and attain the prema bhakti, attain the raga bhakti. Now Sri Ramakrishna gives an example of a sect called as Kartabhaja sect. It is also a sect, of the to perform spiritual disciplines. This Kartabhaja sect was very prominent in Bengal in 1800s, 1600s to 1800s kind of, and then later on it started declining. Now Sri Ramakrishna had studied their procedures also, what these people do in their spiritual practices. So Sri Ramakrishna is telling about the practices followed by Kartabhaja sect. In the Kartabhaja sect, the teacher, while giving initiation, says to the disciple, now everything depends on your mind. The teacher gives the mantra. He initiates him into the spiritual practice, a discipline of spiritual practice, and then tells him, now everything depends upon your mind. If your mind is strong, if your mind is pure, if your mind is dedicated to the Lord, then you will progress on this path. But if your mind is impure, if you have any kind of passions that are riding your mind, then there is no chance. So everything is on your mind. I am giving you this mantra, utter this mantra. If you sincerely believe this mantra is going to get me my final goal, you will get it definitely. So it all depends on your mind. How strong is your faith and how strong is your determination of reaching your goal. According to this sect, he who has the right mind finds the right way and also achieves the right end. This is what the believers, followers of Kartabhaja sect, they believe in. If you have a right mind, then you will find the right way. And the moment you are on the right way, you will also attain the right end. But if there is no right in the mind, if the mind is not pure, mind is pure, pure path and pure goal. But if the mind is impure, then the path becomes impure and goal is never to be attained. It was through the power of his mind that Hanuman leapt over the sea. When Hanuman had to cross the ocean from the lowermost portion of the Indian continent to the Ceylon, Sri Lanka, he didn't need Rama Setu. He just, with the power of his mind, in a single leap, He just jumped from this end and reached the other shore of Sri Lanka. So Hanuman leapt over the sea with the faith in his mind. I am the servant of Rama. I have repeated the holy name of Rama. Is there anything impossible for me that I cannot jump over this tiny ocean? With that great faith, Hanuman just leapt, just jumped and crossed over the ocean. Having the faith in Lord Rama's name. But for Lord Rama himself to cross over, he had to construct that Rama Setu. He couldn't take the route, that aerial route that Hanuman took. Hanuman could take that route because of the great faith, because of the determination in his mind, because of the great strength of his mind. So that is the way Sri Ramakrishna teaches us that you can proceed on this path and attain your goal. Now, what is attaining the goal right now? Right now, the attainment of goal is to develop that love for chanting the name of God, to get the delight in chanting the name of God, and not make it a mechanical practice of chanting the name. Then Sri Ramakrishna gives another way how you can get into this habit. Sri Ramakrishna says, ignorance lasts as long as one has ego. Now, why we can't find delight in the chanting the name of the Lord? It is because of our ignorance. We are entangled in so many things. We think so much of ourselves that we don't find delight in taking the name of the Lord. And Sri Ramakrishna says that is because of the ignorance. And ignorance will not go away. Ignorance lasts as long as the ego is there. There can be no liberation so long as the ego remains. Only way to find liberation, only way to find the mukti, only way to become one with the Lord is to get rid of this wretched ego. This I, the bloated and inflated I, is preventing us from getting to that stage of liberation, to getting us to that stage of mukti, to getting us to that stage of ultimate illumination and becoming one with the Mother. And Sri Ramakrishna says, better develop this attitude that, oh God, thou art the doer, not I. I'm insignificant. I am not doing anything. You are the operator. I am just the machine. You are making me operate. You are the doer, and I'm doing the things as you get these things done from me. I don't have any importance. I don't have any control. It is all under your mercy, under your guidance, under your supervision that you are getting the things done through me. I'm just a machine. You are the operator. So that kind of attitude, Sri Ramakrishna says, if you develop, that is the knowledge. And once you get that knowledge, I am insignificant. I am just an instrument in the hand. I am just a puppet in the hands of the puppeteer. He is making me dance with the pull of those strings. How can I dance on my own? The puppet can never dance on its own. So have that attitude and then gain knowledge. And once that knowledge dawns, once that knowledge ignites in your heart, then automatically your path towards liberation is cleared of all the obstacles and the hassles. And that is when you start finding delight in chanting the name of the Lord. Then Sri Ramakrishna says, one more thing this will do. The moment you get into this attitude of, I am not the doer, I am just a machine and he is the operator, the Mother is the operator, you become humble child of the Lord. Sri Ramakrishna says, by being lowly, one can rise high. When you get into this mode of humility, when you become modest, when you become so simple, lowly, then is the chance to rise in the path of this spiritual setup, in the spiritual on the spiritual stage. Only then you can rise high. The chatak bird makes its nest on low ground, but it soars very high in the sky. Now, Sri Ramakrishna is giving the example of this bird chatak. Chatak, a bird for that matter, it has the nest on the ground. But the chatak bird never remains on the ground. Nest is on the ground. The eggs are laid in that nest on the ground. But once the eggs, they hatch, once the little birds come out, the fleshlings come out, and they get their wings, they shoot up high in the sky. Then they come down. But before that, the eggs have to be at a low place. The nest has to be at a low place. You be at a low place. Low place means not kind of become meek. No, become humble. Become humble and become a child of the God. Once you become child of the God, you automatically get into that attitude of being humble, remaining humble, and get into that attitude of the humility. So cultivation is not possible on high land. Now Sri Ramakrishna says, don't ever let your ego rise high. Don't let your ego inflate. Don't consider I am so and so. Who can touch me? Never get into that attitude. You cannot cultivate anything on the mountain top because there is no water which stands there to cultivate the crops. The whole water starts coming down from the mountain top. So the cultivation always happens in the low-lying area. In low land, water accumulates and makes cultivation possible. So remain humble, remain simple, remain an ordinary person instead of showing off, I am so and so. There is no point. Till the time we have that attitude of I am so and so, till the time we have that attitude of I and mine, we can never proceed ahead on the path of spirituality. One must take the trouble to seek the company of holy people. Now again, Sri Ramakrishna is giving another way how you can develop that delight in taking the name of Lord. Get into the company of holy men. Till the time we are sitting alone within our four walls of our home, we can never get that opportunity of spreading our wings in the space of spirituality. In his own home, a man hears only worldly talk, and the disease of worldliness has become chronic with him. Till the time we are in the four walls of our house, we always keep on getting involved with the problems of this life. Oh, this is not right, this is not right, this is not right. And how can we fix our mind on God then? All the problems we have to sort. When will we get time? So Sri Ramakrishna says, for that, get into the habit of satsanga. Get into the company of holy people. Then he gives an example. The caged parrot sitting in its perch repeats Rama, Rama till the time that parrot is encaged. It will utter whatever you teach him. Rama, Rama, if you are teaching to recite Rama, Rama, okay, the parrot will wholeheartedly keep on reciting, repeating Rama, Rama throughout the day. But open the door of the cage, let the parrot fly out. Will it keep on repeating Rama, Rama? No. Sri Ramakrishna says, but let it fly to the forest and it will squawk in its usual way. Then it will start squawking in his parrot-like squawking. No Rama, Rama then once it is in the forest. Once it is in that vast open space. Once you are in the midst of holy people, you will forget about all your problems and botherations in your household life or in the life around you. And then it is only the time to gain delight in chanting the name of Lord in the company of the holy. So these are some ways Sri Ramakrishna has taught us today how we can get delight in chanting the name of the Lord. Lowly, get rid of ego, become a humble person and get into the company. And most important of all, the faith of your mind. Have a strong faith, have a strong determination that yes, I am taking the name of Lord. I am praying to Lord. Lord, give me that blessing. Grace upon me that blessing of getting a delight in chanting your name. So that is Sri Ramakrishna's teaching to us today. Om Namah Shri Bhagavate Ramakrishnaya. Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Jai Thakur, Jai Ma, Jai Swamiji.